A nation on edge. The 2024 election. The 2024 U.S. presidential election is shaping up to be one of the most consequential in recent history. The stakes are high, with the future direction of the country hanging in the balance. Americans are deeply divided on a range of issues. The economy, healthcare, and immigration are just a few of the topics fueling passionate debate. Adding to the tension is the return of two familiar figures: former President Donald Trump and current Vice President Kamala Harris. Trump, seeking to reclaim the White House, has energized his base with his signature brand of populist rhetoric. Harris, vying to become the nation's first female president, is campaigning on a message of unity and progress. The race is expected to be close and hard-fought. Both candidates have strengths and weaknesses, and the outcome will likely depend on which campaign can best mobilize its supporters and persuade undecided voters. The candidates. Familiar faces, new stakes. Donald Trump, the Republican nominee, needs no introduction. His tumultuous 4 years in office left an indelible mark on American politics. Trump's supporters admire his blunt style and his willingness to challenge the status quo. His detractors view him as divisive, authoritarian, and unfit for office. Kamala Harris, the Democratic nominee, is a former U.S. Senator and the current Vice President. She is a skilled lawyer and a seasoned politician. Harris's supporters see her as a capable and experienced leader. Her critics question her progressive policies and her ability to connect with working-class voters. Both candidates face unique challenges in this election. Trump must convince voters that he has learned from his mistakes in office and that he can be trusted with power again. Harris must overcome skepticism about her ability to defeat a formidable opponent like Trump. Battleground states, where the election will be won or lost. As in past elections, a handful of key states are expected to decide the outcome of the 2024 race. These battleground states, often characterized by their demographic diversity and political independence, are up for grabs by either candidate. Pennsylvania, with its mix of urban, suburban, and rural voters, is always a top prize in presidential elections. Michigan and Wisconsin, once reliably Democratic, swung to Trump in 2016, making them crucial targets for both parties. Arizona and Georgia, undergoing significant demographic shifts, are emerging as new battlegrounds. The campaigns are pouring resources into these states, hoping to sway voters their way. Expect to see a blitz of advertising rallies and get-out-the-vote efforts in the weeks leading up to Election Day. Section 4. The power of the people. Demographics and the vote. Demographics play a crucial role in shaping the outcome of elections. Understanding the concerns and voting patterns of different groups is essential for any successful campaign. Suburban women, often seen as swing voters, are a key demographic courted by both parties. Their concerns about healthcare, education, and gun violence could prove decisive. Young voters, while historically less likely to vote, have the potential to sway the election if they turn out in large numbers. Minority voters, including African Americans, Hispanic Americans, and Asian Americans, are a growing force in American politics. Their support will be crucial for both candidates, particularly in key battleground states. Section 5. Polls and predictions. Gauging the political winds. Polls are a snapshot in time, reflecting the current state of the race. While not always accurate predictors of the outcome, they provide valuable insights into the mood of the electorate and the potential strengths and weaknesses of the candidates. According to recent national polls conducted by reputable organizations such as the Pew Research Center and the Marist poll, the race between Trump and Harris is statistically tied. The Real Clear Politics average of polls shows Harris with a slight lead, but well within the margin of error. It is important to note that polls can be volatile and are subject to change as the campaign progresses. Factors such as news events, candidate gaffes, and economic conditions can all influence public opinion. Section 6. Key issues, stark choices. What's at stake for America? The 2024 election is about more than just choosing a president. It is a referendum on the direction of the country and the values it holds dear. Voters are faced with a stark choice between two candidates with vastly different visions for the future. The economy is always a top issue in presidential elections. Trump is campaigning on a platform of tax cuts, deregulation, and American energy independence. Harris is advocating for investments in infrastructure, clean energy, and education. Healthcare is another major issue dividing voters. Trump wants to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act, while Harris supports expanding access to affordable healthcare. Immigration is also a contentious topic, with Trump taking a hardline stance and Harris favoring a more compassionate approach. Section 7. The Road Ahead, a crossroads for the nation. As the 2024 election enters its final stretch, the American people face a momentous decision. The choice between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris is about more than just personalities or policies. It is a choice between two fundamentally different visions for the future of the nation. The road ahead is uncertain. The outcome of the election will have profound consequences for the country and the world. It is up to the American people to decide what kind of nation they want to be.